Hello, this is Cat's Diamond Painting. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've joined me here before. I'm here today to do a bit of a kitten chat to get my next project sorted so that I can start work on it this week. And I haven't actually opened this yet, so it's also a little bit of an unboxing. I'll show you a bit of the canvas and everything, but mainly I'm just going to be filling you in on all things cat in this video. So you may recognise this painting if you follow Diamond Art Club closely, because it is a recent release. They brought this out as one of their Christmas releases for 2024 when they did this big 30 release day a couple of weeks back. And this was the first kit that they previewed, and I just fell in love with it straight away. I really enjoyed Donna Gelsinger for seasonal pieces, and there was just something about this one that drew me in, and I really wanted to work on it. So I bought it on release day and yeah, planned to do it as my Christmas kit for this year. I quite like kits that are seasonal pieces that very much fit with a seasonal theme, but also aren't all out that theme, if that makes sense. So this one is Christmassy with the colouring and the details in the painting and the winterness and, you know, the birds and all those sorts of things. But it's also not, it's not like, you know, a picture of Father Christmas or whatever. Not that there's anything wrong with that either. I guess I don't always want to do the more obvious ones. Sometimes I like to do one that's a bit sort of seasonal painting adjacent. And with one like this that's very big, it will probably take me a long time to work on it. I doubt I will get this finished this year because it's the middle of November already. And back in the days when I didn't have the shops and I wasn't working so much, it would still take me a couple of months to do a large kit like this. So yeah. Okay, so I'm not going to dwell on the usual sort of unboxing details because I want to crack on, but I'll do an uber quick tour of the toolkit. So this is the twist and pick applicator pen. It's preloaded with putty. You twist the end and putty comes out ready for you to use. And then it's got a 4-placer on the other end. And then inside this tray, which is stackable and has a stopper in the spout, you also have more putty, wax, another placer, and a single placer. So you've got all of the things that you might need, and these I will keep because I'm bound to need those when kitting up, because I'm going to be using my round bottle storage containers and there's going to be colours where they don't all fit, so I'm keeping those aside and putting this away. Now I have got the thank you for your purchase envelope, pouch, whatever you want to call it. And this has got a link to join the Facebook group, tips and tricks, step-by-step instructions, kit contents, and a discount code for 20% off your first app purchase. If you have never bought from Diamond Art Club before and you would like to make a purchase after seeing this video, I do have an affiliate code down in the description box below. Actually, scratch that, I've got two. I've got CAT20, which would give you 20% off your first ever purchase, or CAT10, which would give you $10 US off, or the equivalent in your local currency. So depending on the size of your order, figure out which one of those works better for you if you would like to use one. But please don't feel obligated. All I will always say on the subject of discount codes is just know that Diamond Art Club does not expect you to ever really pay full price, because there are always discount codes you can use however long you've been buying from them. Okay, so Christmas Cabin is 92.8 by 69.9 centimeters. See, I told you it was a big and beastie one, and there's 77 colours. So I said this is going to be a kitten chat, and it is, but I doubt I'm going to get through 77 colours in the time that I have to film this right now. So yeah, I'll see how far I get. But this is the image, and it looks beautiful. See what I mean? It is very Christmassy, you know, there's a wreath on the door, you've got these Christmassy red birds, you've got holly in the branches. And, you know, depending on where you are in the world, this could be a very Christmassy scene for you. For me, it's not, because where I live does not look like this. So for me, it also doubles up as just a winter scene and a beautiful landscape piece, which I'm really looking forward to. And then here are all my colours. So I have got two ABs and 4 fairy dust drills. And lots of lovely, beautiful colours, lots of darker ones, which you'd expect from the image, lots of blues, some gorgeous shades of blue. I'm looking forward to the sky in particular because I think the colouring in that is gorgeous. And then snow, as is often the case. Like, snow is basically never white in diamond paintings. It's always coloured by whatever's reflecting onto it. So there's some sort of greys and blues for that. And yeah, some brighter pops of colour too. So let's have a look at the canvas. Oh, I forgot my, whatchamacallit, trading card. And this is, it is my first gold card. In fact, it's my first card that isn't bronze or silver. So I finally got a gold one. That's exciting. If you don't know what these are, there is actually, you probably can't see it because the hologram's making it really reflective, but you go to diamondartclub.com/redeem and it will tell you about the combinations of cards that you need to collect in order to claim various vouchers. I want to save up to get a custom kit, so I've got quite a long way to go because I probably already have enough bronze, I have a fair few silver, but this is my first gold and you need either several of all of those or quite a few black ones, which is the more rare one. Yeah, and I'm not holding out much hope for getting one of those anytime soon based on how it's going. But yeah, I really like these cards. Let's take a look. This is going to be so pretty. So yeah, I don't know if I'll finish it by Christmas. Like I said, I'm pretty, you know, confident I probably won't. But because it's not uber Christmassy, I probably wouldn't mind carrying on in January. We'll have to see, because sometimes when I'm working on a big kit I want breaks anyway, and I have other things I want to do in the new year, so we'll see. I'm not really planning ahead too much, but this will be my main focus at least until Christmas. So look at those pretty blues. One of my absolute favourite colours, and this is so chock full of it. And they're these lovely sort of light heathery blues. I don't know if that's a good way to describe them, but they've got notes of purple and grey in them, which I really like. I really like. Let's have a look and see what we've got in here. I'm not going to go through all these because I'm about to kit them up, so you're going to see them as I do that. But let's see if I can find some special drills. So there's an AB, that nice glitzy coating, and oh, there's a fairy dust drill with the glitter coating. Anything else? Lots of browns, neutrally toned, as you expect with a landscape, because you've got lots of naturey things. Z666, I do like that colour. And another AB there. And there's also, I've got a yellow fairy dust and a yellow AB. And they're pretty similar. Look at these big bags of this. See, this colour is gorgeous. And I've got 2 bags of that and of this one. And I always enjoy this shade. And I don't even remember seeing that one before, but that's a gorgeous shade of blue. Some dark brown. Ooh, 2 big bags of this white fairy dust. So there's going to be a lot of that. And I think these are the biggest bags. Yeah, these are huge. So we've got lots of greens, some dark blue. 3 bags of 310, which I didn't necessarily expect a lot of 310 in this kit. So, okay, cool. And then... oh, love that one. What am I saying? I basically love all the colours in this kit. I think it's really pretty. I can't wait. When it came up for preview as a new release that was coming, I showed my husband and he said, oh, we could put that on the wall in Christmas time. So yeah, probably not this year for the reasons I've mentioned, but that would be the plan for future Christmases. Right, let's clear these out the way a minute and take a little peek at the canvas. I haven't worked on a piece this big all year because I normally do spread out the really large canvases just because they take me so long. And then this year I've had so little time for diamond painting. Like, I mean, I do it all the time. I do it most days still, but I often just don't have very long. So these big kits, I mean, this is going to take me ages, realistically. Unless I get really into it and, you know, I can afford the time away from work. But yeah. We'll get there when we get there. I'm used to diamond paintings taking me ages. So here it is. Oh, the greenery popping out against the white of the snow is just really pretty compared to the sort of green of trees that you get in a lot of landscapes. It really breaks it up, and I think that will make it even more enjoyable to diamond paint. The cabin looks like it will have a fair amount of multi-placer usage capacity. I'm making up terms. I love the fire, and I bet there's going to be some special drills and things in there. Yeah, so the dot is the white one, and then you've got R for the fairy dust and this thingamajig for the AB, and I see both of those in there. So the fire is going to be glowy, just as you would expect. And that moon up there, that is going to be white fairy dust, as are lots of these bits on the water and just accents through the snow. They're going to be so pretty. Oh, this is going to be gorgeous, guys. And as is usually the case with landscapes, I think it's going to be tending more towards confetti because there's a lot of trees. But you have the sky, and then in this one, or this area as well, it's reasonably blocky and will work up quite quickly. And then the edges where I've got the trees and branches, I'll expect to go a bit slower. But yeah, you know, maybe I can get most of it done this year at least. And then I'll see how I feel in January, whether I want to carry on or whether this then goes away till next season. But yeah, I'm really happy with it. I just can't wait to see it done. I don't think I've shown you the top properly yet. Let me know in the comments if you got this one or any of other Donna Gelsinger and any of the other Donna Gelsinger pieces that they have, because I think a large percentage of the Christmas paintings that Diamond Art Club carries are Donna Gelsingers, because she's very, very popular. Okay, I'm going to put this away now. Sorry that I haven't given you like a full unboxing and I'm not panning over it and all that kind of thing. But I really want to crack on with kitting up so I can get it done tonight before I need to stop jabbering when my son goes to bed. So that is what I'm going to do. So I'll come back in a minute when I am all set up for kitting up. So I am using one of my Art Dot 120 bottle cases. So this has got, well, apart from anything, it's got some rubbish in it from another kit I've done. So let's get rid of that. So these I just put, you know, when there's more of a colour than I can fit in a pot, I put those in here in little Ziplocs. This has got 2 trays of 60 bottles. So it's perfect for a canvas like this with 77 colours, because I can have one tray right next to me in my workspace, and then the 17 will be at the front of the other one, and I'll have that sort of sitting in the lid, and then it's all easy for me to reach. So first things first, I need to label them. Like, how should I do this? Because I used to cut all this up, but I think it might be easier to just... It's the first kit I've actually worked on since they made these changes, I think, and started doing this like this. So I'm just breaking it up into the different bits, which that rips really easily, so you must be supposed to do that. And then I'm just going to put all of these onto the pots. Ooh, this is sort of split. Yeah, so I'm going to go through and do all of that. And then I will come back to you when I start to actually put things in the pots. Things, drills, definitely drills. Nothing else is going in the pots. So I will be back soon. Okay, I'm back. All of the pots are labelled. I've got the numbers going 1 to 6, 6 to 7 to 12, and so on this one, because that is just what I do by habit. But then I caught myself, and for the second one I've done them along, so 61 to 70, because it's just easier in my workspace. So I just thought I'd say that in case you thought I was going mad. And I probably am, but no more so than usual. I've got a tray. I like to kit up over a tray. This is the one I've been using a lot at the moment, and this is from By Stein, who are an Etsy shop in Norway. I'm not sure where they ship. I mean, they definitely ship to the UK, so they do have some international shipping. I don't know to what extent, but I've been really enjoying this tray. I've been using it for a few weeks now since I unboxed it, or showed it on one of my, whatchamacallit, what was it, a small shop showcase video, which I think was back in September. I didn't actually do one in October because I didn't really have anything to show you. So I'll try and get another one of those up this month. So how is everyone doing? The other reason that this video, I mean, I'm going to get as much done as I can, but the other reason why I may not quite get to the end is I've got a real backache today. I've mentioned before that I have muscular issues. I'm very prone to muscles getting tight and sore. And recently I think I've just spent far too many hours on my feet, making putty for the shops, and just generally not giving my body enough of a break. And it feels like there's just this, you know, when you can just visualize it, and it just feels like there's this block of knotted muscle around one part of my spine, and it's quite sore. I've taken some painkillers, and you know, it's not like, it's not horrendous. It's not like I need to, you know, lay in bed or anything, but it probably will be aggravated by being on my feet to do this. So that might be another reason I don't last too long. We shall see, because I am very stubborn and I do want this done. So yeah, I'm doing okay. Apart from that, it has been, do you know what I forgot? Where is my funnel? Because I got a funnel, and this is the first time I've kitted up into round pots since I got it. I need to use it. There we go. I got this from Zeus 3D Creations. Having resisted the urge to get a funnel for ages, because I was like, oh, I don't really need one. And I don't, like, you know, like most diamond painting accessories, I don't really need it, but that doesn't necessarily mean I don't want it. And that worked very nicely and smoothly. So what was I saying? Yeah, how are you? I don't do these videos very often anymore. It's hard to fit in filming any kind of kit and chat, Wip'n'Chat type stuff into my working week, really. But all the same, if you have any questions or anything you'd like me to chat about next time, do put it in the comments, as ever, because there will be another one at some point, even if it takes me a while. Oh, I'm so clumsy. Even with the funnel, I'm spilling them. Yeah, it's been hectic over here. I knew that the autumn would be really busy, and it has been. It has been non-stop, because I had 2 big seasonal releases planned for my shops. If you don't know what I'm talking about, if you're new around here, then I make and sell scented diamond painting putty. My shop is called Wip'n'Chat UK, and I started out on Etsy in, I think, April 2023, so quite a long time ago now. And then in June of this year, I added on TikTok shop. So if you're international, I do sell internationally on Etsy. TikTok shop, I can only do UK. I don't think it seems to be possible to sell internationally on TikTok shop. Anyway, that's what I'm talking about when I talk about work and busyness. So I did an advent calendar again this year. I did one last year, and I planned to do another one, and I knew it would be a hard slog to fit it all in, and it was, but it's done now. So I make the advent calendar with quite a few different putties and then some other bits and bobs. Obviously, I'm not going to give you any spoilers because people haven't all opened them yet, although you'd be amazed at the hit rate of people who actually opened it as soon as they got it. But yeah, so that took, well, I mean, months in terms of the whole lot of preparation, because obviously I've been planning it since much earlier in the year, lining things up, testing scents, all of that kind of thing. And then I started actually making the putties for it in September. So I had to fit all that in around all my usual releases and things. I had Halloween releases in September as well. So I prepped the advent calendar, and that was released on the 1st of November. That is now sold out. But I will probably do one next year. I don't know. It's too early for me to commit to it, I think, because it is such a lot of work. But I guess if there's demand, I probably will. I need to have some ideas about what to do to make it different. So that I'm not just doing, you know, the same thing again. But anyway, so I had that 1 week, and then I also had to prepare, Static. Look at those. They came out of the bag easily enough, but they're climbing the walls. Never mind. For the purposes of speed, if I can get them in the pots easily, I will deal with any residual static later. So yeah, I had my other Christmas releases. So the advent calendar had a combination of Christmas and non-Christmas putty scents. So then I also wanted to do just some Christmassy scents for people who didn't want the whole advent calendar, or just wanted, you know, all the Christmas scents and were wanting both. So those came out Friday just gone. So that was another 4 Christmas scents and some cover minders. So yeah. It's been busy, good busy, because obviously I'm very grateful and happy to be busy with work for the shop. But the problem I had really was that we also have been decorating this autumn. So it's been a lot all at once, and it's a really busy time of year for my husband as well. So yeah, we've been struggling a little bit, hanging in there, but struggling. We were decorating my son's room. So we have a 3-bedroom house, so there's one for my husband and I, obviously. And then when we moved in, I was already pregnant with my son, and he had the smallest room because as a baby, that was all he needed. And the plan was always that at some point in the future, he would move into the middle-sized room, the one that was, you know, the spare bedroom. And it's taken a long time for him to be ready for that, to, you know, want to make that space his own. But this year he has made the leap. So we promised him that as soon as he was ready for it, we would get that room, you know, decorated for him, for his tastes. So it's been a good experience. We'd never decorated that room since we moved into the house because of, you know, this expectation that one day it would be his. So now he's in there with a double bed of his own, which he loves. And we've painted it, and we've got new carpet, and all the furniture's different. My father-in-law is, well, he's retired now, but by trade he's a carpenter, of the kind of house building variety, but he is very, very handy. So he very kindly, him and my mother-in-law, they came down for a weekend, stayed locally, and he did loads of it for us. So he built us you know, a big fitted wardrobe with nice sliding doors and like loads of storage space in there. And then, so we had one weekend where we did that, and we did the painting and all of that kind of thing. The following weekend, we went to a big IKEA, which was about 40 minutes drive from us. And we got furniture because we needed furniture for my son, so he needed things like chest of drawers and desk and all that kind of thing. But also his old room, the smaller bedroom, was being converted as part of this into an office for my husband and me, but more for me really, because that's where I do things like process all my orders now. So we needed quite a lot of furniture for there as well. So we went and sorted that one weekend, and then the next weekend my father-in-law came back down and helped my husband putting it all up, because my husband's, you know, really capable of that, but there was a lot. And he's obviously very efficient given what he did for work. So yeah, we got there in the end. There was a bit of a hoo-ha when the carpet that we'd bought, they came and they got the old carpet out. Well, we got the old carpet out. Anyway, I'm jabbering. But they got the underlay down, all ready to put it in, and then they said, there's a problem. The manufacturer has sent too small a carpet. We'd given the right measurements, the shop had put in the right measurements, and the manufacturer had randomly sent a carpet that was smaller. So then that was a couple of weeks getting that sorted and getting it in. Basically, everything's just dragged on longer than you might have expected it to. So there's been all of that going on top of my husband being really busy at work, me being really busy. Yeah, it's been hectic this autumn, but we are through that now. I'm really happy with how everything has gone. And this week I am mostly not working. The shops are open, but I promised myself a few weeks back, knowing that I risked burnout if I kept going like I've been going, because I mean, to be honest with you, the past few weeks I've been working a lot of Saturdays. I've been working 12-hour days several days a week. It's been a lot. So I promised myself that this week I would have pretty much off. It's my son's birthday on Friday, so I don't want to be burnt out for that. And yeah, I need to rest up. So the shops are open, so people can place orders, and obviously I'll send those as usual. But other than that, I'm not doing any work this week. So I hope to fit in a TikTok live or two. I'll be all set and ready for my son's birthday. And I just want to relax, have lots of diamond painting time, all of that kind of good thing. That is my plan. So yeah, wish me luck. Because I'll end up getting drawn into things probably. I mean, today I mostly just packed orders anyway because I had a busy release on Friday. Tomorrow should hopefully be quieter. Well, I've got to take Harry to the vet for some vaccinations, so he won't be very happy with that. I'll have to spend the day making it up to him. Honestly, these cats. Xander had to go to the emergency vet last week. Yeah, I mean, trigger warning for vomit. Not that I'll go into much detail, but he suddenly started bringing all his food up like instantly. So we were concerned he might have a blockage or something and rushed him off to the emergency vets. And it turns out I think he was fine. I think he was constipated from what the vet said from their examination and test results and stuff. And, you know, he dealt with that and then seemed much better. But yeah, better safe than sorry. So that was a whole stress. I don't know. My cats, they like to worry me. Oh dear. We were away for the weekend too, because of it being my son's birthday this Friday. We were away the weekend just gone seeing my family. It's just become a bit of a tradition that we do that, because it's nice for him to see all my family. It's nice for him to see cousins who are, you know, his favourite people in the world. So the cat got ill Thursday night and we were going on Friday, so we're like, oh, are we going to be able to go? Is it going to be that maybe I have to stay home because he's not well enough to leave? Because, you know, they were going to do things like go play squash and swimming and all that kind of thing, which my husband tends to be the one to do because my body does not work that way. I'm generally too broken for such shenanigans. So yeah, he would have been the one to go, but everything was fine. After we went to the vets, he got some medication to stop him feeling sick. He, you know, sorted out whatever was going on and he was fine. And I have a very trusted cat sitter, so he was, you know, in safe hands anyway. She would have let me know if we needed to come home. But he was absolutely fine. But yeah, I was thinking, oh my God, this can't happen. Don't let it ruin my son's birthday weekend. And yeah, we got there, so it was all okay. So there, it's been a busy weekend. We stayed with my parents. Got there on Friday night after a fairly long journey in the traffic, but it's always the way when we travel on the weekend. And then what did we do? So Saturday morning we went for a little walk around a local reservoir. And then in the afternoon, as I said, my son and husband went and played squash with one of my brothers-in-law and his cousin. And then my husband took my son and his cousin, my nephew, swimming. And then in the evening, they and my two sisters and partners, well, actually one was busy, one had to go out, but most of them all came around to my parents' house, and we had a big Chinese takeaway and just had a really fun evening together. So yeah, all's well that ends well. It was a nice weekend, and just like opportunities to see family, really. I don't see nearly enough of them. I'm going to be seeing my family again in a couple of weeks though, because we have somewhat of a tradition where we do this annual trip, normally to Bristol, which is just a city in southwest England. That works well for all of us because a lot of my family's in Cardiff, I'm in Oxford, my brother is, well, sort of Wiltshire way. Anyway, that won't mean anything to anyone who isn't UK based anyway, but we're not too far apart, and Bristol is a good meeting place. So quite often, if we can, in the autumn, we find a date we can all do, and then my parents and my two sisters and my brother and I all go out there for the day. And it's just us, it's just the original Hardings, as we call it, because that's my maiden name. And we just have a really nice day together. Going to pubs, pretty much. That's what family time looks like. We go and visit various pubs in Bristol and try not to get too squiffy so I don't fall asleep on the train home. So yeah, that's in a couple of weeks. Right, the only problem with this is how am I going to see when it's full? Ooh, they're coming everywhere. I think the problem is because I'm picking it up, it's tilting. And this one's a bit staticky too. Oh, they're all stuck to it. Right, making a mess as usual. But that is not great, the static in that. Okay, I think I will get some dryer sheets to go in there. I never understand with static why it's always some colours worse than others in the kit. I know there's a lot of talk about causes of static, and a lot of people say it's very much about climate, and I always say I'm sure that's a factor, but I'm skeptical that that's, you know, the biggest factor, because I live in a very wet climate which should be perfect for avoiding static, but also all of these drills are currently in the same climate. So it has to be something to do with the manufacturing process, I think, for the most part. I think that has to be the biggest factor, and then climate and things like that aggravate it, is my take on it. But I don't know what's happening for some of the colours in some of the kits to be staticky and then others aren't. Anyway, so actually I won't overfill that because I need space to shake them around the dryer sheet. So I'll come back to those as I'm working on them. But yeah, let me put the rest away in here. And the other black ones as well. They can all wait in there till they are needed. Okay. 160. What else have I been up to? I put up a post review last week of the 12 Days of Spookmas kit that I really enjoyed working on. If you don't know what I mean, it was a kit from Diamond Art Studio, who are a fabulous diamond painting shop that I buy from here in the UK, and also collaborate with to an extent. They stock some of my putty and that kind of thing, but I liked them as a shop long before that. Anyway, they do these things called chart to art. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you should definitely check out my videos on it because it's such a fun concept, where it's essentially a bit like doing a cross-stitch conversion, except all the hard work is done for you. So you have all the drills, you have the canvas ready for you. And in this case, it was like a border which made 12 little windows, and then you followed a chart to fill in the window, if that makes sense. So yeah, I did that, and that was really fun. That had me diamond painting, like, you know, as much as I could fit in every day, because I was enjoying it so much. So that has been a fun thing that I've done this autumn. I'm definitely going to pick up another of theirs. They have one I'm eyeing up already, but I am trying. I say this. I do a terrible job of it, but you wouldn't believe it from the state of my stash and how I've completely run out of room for diamond paintings. But I am trying to not have as many diamond paintings all the time. I'm doing a de-stash at the moment, in fact, trying to sell on somewhere. I don't have the love for them anymore, and, you know, trying to be brutal where it's like, yes, I still do like this kit. Obviously I do, or I never would have bought it in the first place. But realistically, if I've had it all this time and I just don't think I'm going to work on it, am I ever going to work on it? And I've got too many, and yeah. So I'm making myself be tough. Why won't that seal up? There. And it's hard. But yeah, I'm trying to clear down and make some space, because, you know, got things like Black Friday coming up, and Diamond Art Club always seems to have things up their sleeve for that, and I really enjoy participating. I think I'm going to save this for the ones that aren't, like, that aren't going to fill the pot, because I feel like if I have to fill the pot, it doesn't really help so much having that, because I can't see. So let's do this one this way. Oh my God, cats, stop spilling drills everywhere. Why am I so messy? Yeah. What else? We had half term, which is the school holiday for my son. That was a week and a little bit back. We the Monday of half term, we went and did this Halloween thing, and we've done it before. And we went before, and it was like a little trail through some woods that was all lit up, and it was very child friendly. And then you could do pumpkin picking, and they had entertainment on, and you could get food there. And it was a really nice family thing, which my son enjoyed. So we went to do that again. You tell me if you would have been annoyed by this, or whether I'm being a bit grumpy. Because it was night time. So you could make an argument for, you know, if a child is of a particularly sensitive disposition, nighttime events aren't for them. But it was also a family event. So as I say, we'd been to this before, and everything had been really chill when we did the walk through the woods. Like, there was nothing scary. You know, there were Halloween-y things that you could look at, but nothing was particularly worrying. And my son is the kind of child, he doesn't really enjoy, you know, spooky things. He doesn't like being scared. He's a bit more on the sensitive side with things like that, and that's fine, you know. So we went to do the Halloween trail bit this year, and it said kids have to be accompanied by a grown-up, but that was it. And, you know, that's, like, obviously they do, because it was like going through a maze, and you wouldn't want kids going through it by themselves. There was nothing about what to expect. And what happened was they had actors in the maze. So you went in, and there was someone, you know, putting on an accent and setting the scene for this story that we were going to work our way through and try and figure out this, that, or the other. I can't even remember, to be honest, because it got overshadowed by what happened next. So we walked on from that first bit, and we were walking past some scarecrows that they had there. And my husband said, in retrospect, I was just thinking, why do they have so many of them? What's the point? What if one of them isn't a scarecrow, it's a person? So you can see where this is going. So we're walking along, and one of them is in fact a person. It's a man or someone with like a sack over their head so you couldn't see their face, and they jumped out right at us because we were in the front, right into my son's face basically, and was like, ah, you know, made a big shouting noise. And my son was so freaked out by it. He screamed and ran off. And it was one of those things, you know, like obviously that was very in keeping with what they were doing. And I didn't want to be precious about things like that. But I sort of felt like there should have been some expectation setting. You know, like put a sign at the front saying, parents, there may be some jump scares, you know, bear that in mind for whether this is suitable for your child or something. Our only frame of reference was having been there before and everything was totally chilled and nothing scary happened whatsoever. So we weren't expecting that. And if we had been, we wouldn't have taken my son around because we would have known he really didn't like that. Anyway, it ruined the evening for him. We were done after that. We had to speed walk through the rest of it with me, you know, sort of covering his eyes if we thought there was anything that might worry him. And he just wanted to go home after that. And I was a bit cross. And then I was like, am I being unreasonable because I'm saying, you know, oh, you did something scary in a Halloween trail. But I just thought, why didn't you warn people? There were much younger kids than him going around it as well. And I thought, surely he can't be the only one that found that really worrying. So it turned out to be a little bit of a dud, that one. It's a shame. Luckily, we'd done all the things like eating and watching the entertainment before. Because like I said, he was just done after that. He wanted to go. But yeah, what do you reckon? Am I being just overprotective mother? Or would it have been reasonable to manage people's expectations a bit around it? I think, what's the harm in managing expectations? Because then you make sure that the only people that are going to go on it are the people that are going to enjoy that kind of thing. But it happened and he seems to have moved on from it now. But like it really did upset him for a good couple of days. He was that bothered by it. And I feel for him because I probably would have been similar at his age. Besides that, half term was pretty quiet because I was working, my husband was working. We did fit a few things in, obviously. He went to a nice swimming session. He had a friend over. He did a cricket training session. He's about to start the pathway for county cricket for his age group. So he's you know, pretty decent at cricket and got put forward for county, but it all sounds a bit brutal. They have what they describe as the pathway, and he's about to do these sessions. So he did the thing he did in half term that got me thinking about it was a like a one-on-one training session, and he's got 4 group sessions coming up. But it's the first thing he's ever done where it's really quite selective. You know, he's been selected to go on it, but the majority of kids that go on it will not progress. It's, you know, you've got to be the best of the best. Yeah, and I'm wondering, we're sort of preparing him for that and saying, like, think of this as some extra training that's going to help you for your season next year. And if you move on, then brilliant. But if not, just enjoy what you do and, you know, make use of the training that you have, but let's not set our expectations in such a way that it's a massive disappointment if he doesn't go on. But at the same time, of course, I'm super proud of him that he got into it. He is very good. He's a right little sportsman, is my son. Between that and his football, it's just go, go, go all the time. Did anyone get the Diamond Art Club mystery box? See, this is what I mean when I say, oh, I'm trying to curb my stash, and then I'm in the next breath saying, oh, I bought a mystery box yesterday. Did anyone else buy Diamond Art Club's Christmas mystery box that came out over the weekend? And did anyone else get really stressed out by the glitch that happened when it first went live? So we were travelling back from Cardiff when it came out, and we were just on a stretch of the motorway where the internet had completely died exactly as it came on. But I thought, oh, it'd be fine, you know, they haven't been selling out that quickly anymore. But I got to a point where I had internet and I was checking out and it was like, items in your basket have sold out. I was like, no, I missed it. I love mystery boxes because maybe I've just been really lucky, but for me, they've always worked out one way or another. Either I've loved the kits that I've had, or at the very worst, I've been able to destash them and get my money back, or do swaps, or, you know. So I of course wanted to get it because I do really, really enjoy them. So I was gutted when I thought I'd missed it. But then I went back to the page and it was still showing us in stock. So I tried to check out again. It's sold out. Go back to the page, it still shows us in stock. I was like, this doesn't make any sense. And I guess I just had a feeling that that wasn't right. So I tried the app, and I never buy things on the app. I just prefer websites. But I checked out and they're no problem. And then I went in Diamond Art Club's VIP Facebook group, and it was just full of people saying they'd had the same issue, like, whoa, it's sold out in a minute. And then people saying, no, it's a glitch, keep trying. So it was a bit of a stressful. I mean, in an absolute, you know, first world problems, not really that big of a deal way, but I wanted to get it, and I would have been, you know, disappointed if I had missed it. So now the waiting game to see what I get. I think, is it out of 6 designs this time? So you get 2 Christmas kits, and then 2 just from their catalogue that could be anything. So yeah, no doubt I will have a video for it, where I will either unbox exactly what I've got, or if necessary do something similar to what I did last time with the Halloween kit. I've got an unboxing video for that up if you want to look, and as I said in the title, basically I cheated because the kits that I got were ones I knew were not my cup of tea, and I'd seen them being in other boxes, so I'd sort of planned for this, and I thought if I get those, there's lots of people that do want those kits, so I will just do some swaps, and I did, and I managed to swap and get the 2 kits that I most wanted. So yeah, I cheated, but no regrets, because, you know, it worked out. And they also had the advent calendar come out last week. I was lucky enough to be sent that as part of their sneak peek team, which was incredibly generous, and I loved it. I never got their advent calendar before, and this year I think was the best yet, because I mean, I paid attention to what was in the other ones, and this one I thought was so good. I had a few comments on my video with people saying they thought it was too expensive, and I mean, absolutely, each to their own. It's not for everyone. Completely get that. I thought in terms of the sheer value of what the things that were in it would normally sell for, that it was pretty good value this year. You know, you had things like a whole mini Dazzle set and 2 full diamond paintings with the highlights for me, and then various other things. And I was thinking that it would cost a lot more than previous years had, but no, it cost about the same as previous years. So I personally found it to be good value. And that's not spoilers, by the way. They did say that when they released it. So, you know, don't come at me. I haven't spoiled anything for you that wasn't on their release information. Oh, I think I'm going to have to get some more, whatchamacallit, Ziploc bags soon. There are a lot of colours with big bags that aren't going to fit. I feel like I was going to say something that's completely gone out of my head. I don't know. This happens to me a lot. I'm thinking about if I can get this finished, because I'll finish kitting this up today. It's just whether I can do it all before my son goes to bed. And once he goes to bed, I can't be chatting away down here because, you know, I'll disturb him. So All right, this is getting quite full already. I think I'm going to have to sort this a bit more afterwards. Maybe have the full bag somewhere different to the part bags. 792. I know what I was going to say. Right, this is an eternal issue for me. I used to think of myself as a pretty decent cook, like only a home cook, nothing fancy, but you know, I was good with coming up with interesting, varied meals for the family. We would eat different things all the time, and I didn't mind investing a bit of time in cooking. All of the interest and love for cooking that I had just seems to have drained away. Now I'm busy, which is a real shame. But I am struggling to come up with meals that we would all like to eat that aren't going to take too long when I'm just so busy all the time. Like, it's rare that I have finished work for the day by the time I would need to start making a kind of more involved meal. What are your best suggestions for fairly quick and easy family meals for, like, you know, the weekday? Things that you can make that are tasty and nutritious, but they're not going to take long. Because I am stumped, and I feel like now I'm making the same things over and over again. My husband does cook too, but like I said before, he's really busy, so we're, you know, it's a struggle, and we end up having takeaways too often, and that's not good for us. But you know, I'll plan a meal and then I'll get to the point where I'd have to cook and I'll be like, no, I literally can't face it. I can't do it. So tell me what works for you and your busy family, because I would love to have some inspiration. We're slightly awkward because my husband is vegetarian. My son and I are not. And also we're quite fussy. So a lot of the things he eats, we don't like. And obviously he doesn't eat a lot of the things that we eat. But we've got quite adept at a family at just adapting things. So I guess probably more meals involving meat or vegetarian things, of course, are welcome, but there are just some things I'm not so into. Hello, what are you doing in here? Sorry, my son came into the room. But yeah, we'll adapt things. So if I have a recipe for, I don't know, something with, say, chicken, we will figure out something to swap in for my husband, whether it's, you know, a meat replacement or it's actual vegetables or pulses or whatever it might be. So that bit isn't a barrier because we'll take care of that. We're used to that. But I'm down for suggestions so that we don't eat the same things over and over and over again. And I can cope with it. I don't end up saying, no, I can't do it, let's get a takeaway, because, like, obviously we're not doing that all the time, but it is too often. I'm not going to say how often it is because I'm ashamed, because I don't think it should be something that we do as often as we do. So yeah, I would love, love, love to hear your suggestions for what works for you. I guess a year and a half in, I am still adapting to working full time. Having, prior to that, not worked very much during my son's life. Like, the last time I worked full time was when I was pregnant, before I left that job for maternity leave. And then I never went back to work because I couldn't go back there, and I took a career break. And then I did various other things in a very part-time capacity, but I haven't ever, until starting the shops, tried to juggle family life and full-time work. So yeah, if you have any tips for me, I would really appreciate them. These pots are too full, but I'm being lazy now because I don't want to have to go and find more Ziplocs. So if I can squeeze things in, I will. 3371. But in the spare time that I have, do you know what I've been doing recently? I'm really enjoying. A friend mentioned that she did Duolingo, and I've heard of it over the years, but I had never actually done it. So if you don't know what it is, Duolingo is an app I think it's an American app because the English that's in it tends to be American English. But they're an app for learning languages, basically. So you can learn all sorts of different languages, like all the kind of obvious ones, for want of a better word. But you can even learn things like Latin. You can learn sort of rare endangered languages. So it's a real, if you're a geek and you like languages, it's a real treasure trove. And something I can't remember if I've ever mentioned or not, so you may or may not know about me, is that I am a languages person. I always have been. I actually did my degree in French. So at one point in time, I was quite fluent in French. And then my brain can learn things, but can it retain them? No. And I didn't put effort into retaining language like I should have done. So having done this whole degree in French, as I've moved further into my adulthood, I've found that I could remember very little of it. And I know that a lot of it is tucked up there in my head somewhere. You know, I studied it for years. I lived in France for 7 months. I was good at it at one point. So I know that it's there. But anytime I try and speak French, I lack confidence so much because I second guess myself, because I think I should be able to say this without thinking. So then I overthink stuff. And then I end up forgetting like the most basic things and making errors that I shouldn't. And then it stresses me out and I get nervous. And yeah, the whole thing's just a self-fulfilling prophecy. So I am using Duolingo to help revive my French. We are actually going to France next year. We've planned a holiday to a French campsite, which we're very excited about. No doubt I'll talk more about that near the time. But we're going to do a driving holiday into France. So we're going to get the Channel over and drive probably about 8 hours into France, but we will break that up with a stay in a town along the way. And then we're staying at this campsite and then we'll make our way back again in a similar way. So that's given me a good incentive. And I'm doing Duolingo, and I've obviously not started right at the start. You know, I've retained enough to not need to do the absolute beginner basics, but I started quite early on in the kind of learning program. And what I'm doing at the moment is working through that fairly quickly, because what I find is if you ask me how to say such and such a thing without any prior warning, I might be like, I don't know, and second guess myself. Once the app takes me through it, I feel like it's back. So I'm going through it quite quickly because it's essentially revision rather than learning it. I've also, because I don't do anything by halves, also been refreshing my Welsh, which similarly, I was never as fluent in Welsh as French, but I did it to AS level. I don't even know if they do AS levels anymore, but AS levels when I was at school was exams that I did when I was 17. So our kind of, I'll try and explain a bit because I know a lot of my viewers aren't in the UK. So our end of compulsory education exams are GCSEs when we're 16. After that, a lot of people choose to go on to do A levels. Where's this colour? There. And that's a 2-year course. But when I was doing them, the first year of the course would be your AS levels, and they would be a standalone qualification if you stopped there, or you could carry on and do the final year and make them A levels. So I did an AS level in Welsh, and Welsh was taught to a higher level than French at any equivalent stage. So I did AS levels in French and AS levels in Welsh. And at that same point, I could speak more Welsh than I could speak French, because I was growing up in Wales. So it was taught as a second language rather than a modern foreign language. So I don't know. I don't know why they made the distinction, but anyway, I was better at it. So I'm trying to revive that a little bit as well. But then also, because I'm an absolute languages nerd, I decided to try something completely new. So I have been learning Italian. I picked Italian because we are hoping to do a holiday to Italy in 2 or 3 years. we've got plans, and you know, if we can pull it off, then we will do that. Similarly to the France trip, you know, a driving holiday where we break it up because it's a long journey and so on and so forth. So I'm learning a bit of Italian. I'm really enjoying that because it's a different experience, because that's proper learning rather than revision. And then, because I wasn't yet done, I decided to learn something that was completely different, because Italian, whilst new to me, is from a language family that I've been more familiar with. So some of it comes a bit more easily. And I wanted to try something that was completely different. So I've been picking up a little bit of Japanese. That really, I haven't got very far. I do find it a lot harder to get things to go into my head. But I've learned a couple of things, like kudasai. I can't pronounce it. Like, don't come at me if you know Japanese, because I'm doing my best, but I can't get my head around the pronunciation. So like kudasai is please, I think, and there was like mizu for water and gohan for rice. And yeah, I'm mainly at the stage in it where I'm just learning words rather than phrases, and then it builds you up quite cleverly. I find the app to be very clever, the way it takes you through things, and you get to a point where you're a bit like, oh, I'm a bit bored of the repetition, but it just seems to do just enough to really get it in your head. And then as you work through later units, it will keep incorporating the vocabulary and stuff that you've already done, so that you don't just forget that again. It's good. I rate it. I've been enjoying it. Far more than I'm enjoying this. I don't really enjoy kitting up anymore like I used to. When I was new to diamond painting and I just found everything about it exciting, I used to really enjoy kitting up, but now I'm like, oh. I think what it is paintings just have so many colours now. It wasn't like this when I started out. Like, if a kit had 40 to 50 colours, that was a decent amount of colours and variety. And now it's like I really enjoyed the effect. Like, I like working with a lot of colours, and I like the effect that has on the painting when you've got just much more accuracy in it. But kitting up is just, oh, it's a bit of a mission now. To use this storage container, I had to kit down a painting that I did earlier in the year. And that had, I think, 77 colours, and it was only a tiny one. It was Foxy Lady. Like, at least this is for a big one, I suppose. It was a tiny painting, and most of it was grey. Never understood that one. Really enjoyed the painting though, but I didn't understand how it had so many colours. But all the shops seem to be trending the same direction and having more and more colours. So I guess most of us will buy based on the quality of the finished product, even if things like this are a bit of a pain. By the way, I say kitting down. I haven't done a proper kit down in yonks. I mean, I basically chucked the drills into a jar. I haven't actually been keeping spare drills for a long, long time, because it just, I don't know. Again, it's just another thing that I've sacrificed because I haven't had as much time, I guess. I just don't want to do a slow kitting down process of saving all my old drills. But I'll regret it the next time that I don't have a colour that I might otherwise have had, because I haven't kept them. You win some, you lose some, I suppose. I can't believe how close to Christmas it is. I get caught out by it every year since having my son, because his birthday is November the 15th. So now, obviously, until mid-November, our focus is on his birthday. And I don't think very much about Christmas until his birthday's over. But then his birthday is over and it's like, oh, okay, have a little break, you know, just sorted all the birthday stuff. So you have a little break, and then suddenly it's late November. Well, this is what happens with me anyway, and it catches me unawares. I do know what my son's having for Christmas. I do know what I'm going to get for my husband. I'm stalking Black Friday deals at the moment to see what I can get it for. And I'm hoping for myself to have some Lego, like one of the really big modular Lego things. But I don't know. Again, it will depend on if we can find one at a reasonable price. But I did one in the past and I just loved it. And now I do buy the pretend Lego, the fake Lego that you can get. And I really enjoy that for a project, but it isn't the same. Like, proper Lego is so spendy, but it really is so much better. So yeah, that would be my hope. Let me know in the comments if there's anything you're hoping for from Christmas, because I wouldn't be surprised if this is the last of these videos you get from me this year. I've been terrible with them. Struggling to get the drills out of that one. No, get out, get out. Oh dear, talking to drills is probably one of the stages of madness, isn't it? I'm trying to think if I've got anything else to talk about, really. Oh, I've been forgetting to use this again. Now I'm on to the smaller bags of drills. It's much more useful again. Now I know I can tip them all in. There, that's so much easier. I'll just have to remember that. So it's really good if you can tip them all in. If there's too many to tip directly in, it's less helpful because there's just not much visibility. I do hope I manage to feel a bit more relaxed by the end of this week. My problem is I don't sleep well, so for me to relax and feel like I've really enjoyed my leisure time, I instinctively end up staying up too late because I'm a night owl, and left to my own devices, I will always stay up too late and then need to get up later. And that just doesn't work when you're working, when you've got a full day of work to sort, because then you're just going to be working all evening, you don't have family time, it doesn't work. So I'm constantly having to fight my own body clock. And then this week, what I want is both to be able to enjoy my body clock and doing things the way I like to do them, but also to feel rested by the end of it. And then I'm thinking probably the rest of November should be reasonably quiet based on last year and just like the patterns of when people want things. But who knows, really? You know, it's only my second winter of doing this. And the shops will be open throughout, well, until Christmas, when I will have to close TikTok. I'll probably do what I did last year. So on Etsy at Christmas, I kept the shop open all through the holidays and just set my processing time longer. And then if anyone bought anything, I just sent them a message just to say, in case they hadn't noticed that, you know, delivery was going to be slower than usual because I wasn't actually processing orders. TikTok Shop works a bit differently, and you don't have the same flexibility to set your own processing times. So I can't have it open if I'm not physically home to process orders. So yeah, that one will have to be closed. But that's okay. I suspect by Christmas I'll be ready to have another break. So having only one of them open won't be bad. God, I sound like a right whinger, don't I? I mean, it's life, isn't it? I'm incredibly grateful as a small shop owner to be saying I've been busy with running my shops, and that is not something you're ever going to hear me complaining about. And I'm very, very happy that the shops keep me busy. But as a human being, sometimes I need a bit of a break. I need some downtime, and I am someone who absolutely craves downtime. I mean, everyone needs downtime. Everyone needs time to relax. But I don't know, my mental health struggles if I do not have time to just do my own thing, you know, every so often. I can't handle it. I end up getting myself into a state if I don't have that. So I've just got to really capitalize on this week to get myself in better shape. ready for the next push. Oh, not too many more to go. But it is getting late. I think I'm going to have to stop this in a minute because my son is about to go to bed. He's upstairs with my husband. They're hanging out. It sounds from the FUDs like they're playing darts. But I'm right beneath them, so I can't really be just chattering away in here once he goes to sleep because that would be annoying for him. Right, I'm going to do these few and then I'm going to finish the rest of it off camera once I've said goodnight to him, I think. 3 or 4, 2. There's not too many left. You can't actually see, but there's just that little pile there. It's not been too bad. There's been a bit of static in some of them, but it's not been horrendous by any stretch of the imagination. Let me know what your Christmas projects are. I think doing seasonal projects is a really popular thing. Probably in most crafts, I would assume, but like definitely with diamond painting because it's all right there for you every year, isn't it? You know, all the shops are doing their Christmas paintings and there's always new things to choose from. And I've got things still in my cupboard from previous years, but I always am a sucker for the new ones, as you can tell from the fact I'm doing this one that only just came out. I've got a beautiful Donna Gelsinger from the Christmas in July event as well. She just makes such stunning pieces. Oh. There's always 1 or 2 that don't want to come out. Oof, climbing the walls again. I find that dryer sheets do help and they're worth doing because it's a really easy thing to pop in, but they never seem to do quite enough to get rid of it. I don't think I've ever completely eliminated static with a dryer sheet. If I wasn't trying to talk, I'd be doing more sort of huffing into the bags and shaking them around, but the static's not bad enough that I have to do that to get them out, so then it's you know, harder to do when I'm videoing. But that is the most effective tip that I find if you have static to deal with, is to open the bag and then breathe into it, close the bag up and shake all the drills around so that they all get that moisture from your breath. Right, last one I'm going to do, then I'm going to call it a day because I didn't pay any attention to what time I started filming, but I'm guessing that this has been going for a little while now anyway. So hopefully I'm not shortchanging you. Oops. So many spilled drills. You'll note how lazy I am. When I spill them, I just throw them straight in my bowl. Oh my gosh, there's like 4 different drills in. No, 5. Okay, I'll save the one that's for this colour. And the rest are going in there. I'm also realising more as I go on that ones that I've ignored and not put dryer sheets in for, I'm probably going to pay for later. Okay, that is it from me. I should be getting this video up towards the end of this week, I would think. So, so yeah, I'll already be working on this kit by the time you watch this. And watch this space. You'll find out in my end of Q4 review some point in early January how far I got through it, I guess. But yeah, thanks very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. Just having a bit of a catch up, and please do drop your comments below and let me know what you're up to. And if you have any questions for me to answer in other videos, because I love to hear from you first and foremost, but also it's really great when I do these chatty videos to know what kind of things you might be interested in hearing from me. So yeah, let me know. And if you are not yet subscribed to the channel, but you've enjoyed what I've done here, please consider sticking around. The more the merrier. Would love to have you subscribe. And I will hopefully see you again soon. Bye bye.